So I'm going to go ahead and pin myself down for the recording. And I'll go ahead and get started. I'm gonna, oh shoot, I forgot I didn't have an editor today. Welcome to Integrated Yoga Therapy. My name is Christine. I am looking for an editor. So if you are an editor, please feel free to reach out to me or put something in the comments below. I apologize for the beginning here. It's kind of a little bit random. But we are practicing chair yoga today with a group from Breastfriends in Tigard, Oregon. Their website will be linked in the description box below. And today our practice is going to center around the crown chakra. So we've been doing a chakra series. So I'm going to take my chair to the back of the room, and I'm bringing my keyboard with me as well in case we have any latecomers to our practice today. And you all go ahead and please get yourself in a safe and sturdy chair as well. And you want to make sure that your feet are on the ground or that they're touching something. Now, I have all kinds of yoga paraphernalia. So if you have a yoga block and your feet don't quite touch the ground, you could use a block underneath or maybe an Amazon box. We all have probably plenty of those. So, and if you can be barefoot or even in socks, that would probably be better than wearing shoes or slippers or something. And then let's just go ahead and kind of shake off the day. Let's just shake out the arms. We're only at lunchtime here on a Friday in Oregon, but there might already have been some activity today or this week, and you might lift up one leg and shake it out, and then lift up the other leg and shake it out. And if you really want to get with it, you might press into your heels and stand up and shake it out from here and just shake it all about. And we're just releasing some of that pent up energy that we kind of accumulate. And if you've ever seen an animal in the wild, or a couple of animals fight or one gets scared and spooked, you've noticed that they probably shake it all off. And we humans don't do that a lot because we like to hold stuff in. So today we're letting stuff out. And then when you're done with all of that, if you've come to stand, come back to your chair, feet on the ground once again, and just take a moment to kind of pause and notice how you're feeling now. Just notice what that little shake off did for your energy. Maybe you might notice an elevated heart rate or a little faster breathing. You might be able to close your eyes to help you come inward and really notice what you're feeling in your body today. And then from here, let's just begin to become present. So use your senses to ground you in this moment. So you might open up your eyes if you like and look around your space. Just orient yourself to where you are. Maybe you have some beautiful things around you, or you have a window you might look out of, and just use your eyes to be present in the space you're in. And then you might use your other senses, maybe closing your eyes so you can tune into what you hear. As I mentioned, it's Oregon here, and it is rainy on this March Friday afternoon. So I can hear the rain. Maybe you can hear something else. Maybe there are sounds in your home or your neighborhood you can tune into. Maybe some are very close and some are very far. Just really engage with your sense of hearing. And then begin to sense your sense of touch, where your palms are resting on your lap, or your feet are on the ground, or your sit bones are on the chair. Or maybe you can feel your clothing against your skin. Or maybe a little sense of airflow. And then really dialing down to that sense of touch. Can you perceive the airflow in and out of your nose? A very subtle sensation here. Just notice that very gentle sensation of the flow of the breath. And as you are here in your presence, we'll begin to practice with the crown chakra. So we've gone through all the other chakras. Those are all on our YouTube channel. But today the crown chakra is where we're going to focus. And the crown chakra is actually just above the head. It's considered an energy center, so it kind of lives up here. And as I've said before, the chakras are a little out there for some of us in the Western world. So take what I have to say with a grain of salt if you like. And if you're more interested, you can do your own research. But the crown chakra is the Sahasrara chakra. And it is associated with spirituality and awareness, with realization. It's also associated with our pineal gland, which regulates melatonin to help us sleep. It also regulates our menstrual cycle for us women. It also regulates our circadian rhythm. So whether you are a religious person or a spiritual person, or you're even agnostic or atheist, we can all kind of agree that we're part of nature. And that circadian rhythm that is regulated by our pineal gland is evidence of that. All of nature follows this circadian rhythm. And you might think of words like wisdom, enlightenment, discernment, awareness, connection. If you have any imbalances at the crown chakra, maybe you push back against spirituality, or you judge people who are spiritual. But just kind of what that does that mean to you? And it's not really aligned with any particular religion. I think there are plenty of religions out there, and one for everybody, probably. So, whatever that means to you, to be connected, to be spiritual, to be part of something greater. When we feel like we are part of something greater, we feel empowered. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and interlace our fingers and bring the hands to rest right on the top of the head. And as you're here, press into your feet and your sit bones and lift the crown of your head into your hands. Now, if this is rough for your shoulders, your armpits, especially if you've had surgery recently, just visualize the posture. Keep your hands down and just imagine yourself doing that. There's been evidence to suggest that when athletes practice this way, just visualizing what they want to accomplish, that the same parts of the brain light up as if they're actually doing the movements. So lifting the crown into your hands. Take a big inhale here, fill up, imagine yourself getting even taller. Hold the breath at the top for a beat or two. And then when you are ready to exhale, release your hands from your crown and slowly lower them down as you exhale gently out your nose. And when your hands get to your lap, turn your palms up. Just take a few regular breaths here to notice what you notice. And then when you're ready, switch the cross of your hands so that your non-dominant thumb is on top. That's an indication to our nervous system that we don't always have to do everything the same way. And we'll bring the hands back to the crown of the head. Lift your head into your hands. Take a big inhale, fill up the low belly, the side body, the rib cage, the chest. And when you get to the top, hold for a beat or two. And when you're ready, gently release. Flip your palms up. Take a few regular breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll do that one more time. You decide how you want to interlace your fingers this time. Bring your hands to the top of your head. Inhale, get tall. Squeeze out all the old stagnant air at the bottom. Turn your palms up and take a few regular breaths. Just notice what you notice. And then let's begin to get a little more movement in the body. So let's go ahead and maybe holding on to your chair if that helps you to feel more stable, or resting your palms in your lap. We're just going to extend the right leg out long and rotate the ankle 5 times in each direction. And then we'll point and flex the right foot 5 times, or 6 or 4, it's your practice. Make it be whatever you like. And then we're going to bend that right knee. You might even take your hands under your thigh and see if you can kind of circle your lower leg around the knee. Now that's a hinge joint, so you won't get as great of a circle as you would in the hip or the shoulder, but you'll still get some movement. And then we'll lower that right foot down to the ground. And then we'll move on to the left. So either holding your chair or hands in your lap, extend that left foot, circle in one direction, and however many circles you decide in the first direction, even them out for the second. And then point and flex. And then we'll circle that left shin around. And again, about the same number of circles in each direction. Beautiful. Now we're going to move into the hip a bit, so you can stay seated here and again pick up that right leg, maybe holding on to the right leg, and just shift your leg from side to side. Maybe your chair will allow you to make some circles here in one direction or the other and the other. So just whatever your capability is for your situation. And then we'll do the left side. So maybe starting going side to side, trying to maintain that tall spine, of course, and then circle a few times in each direction. And these movements for the lower body can be wonderful if you have been sitting for a long time before you go to stand. It can be really helpful to kind of lubricate those joints a little bit with some healthy movement. And then we'll go ahead and start to move the spine a little bit here. So let's bring the hands to heart center. Now you can keep them here if your shoulders are sore or tight, or you can inhale, reach your fingers up to the sky. And as you exhale, twist to your right, bring your palms down towards the ground. And then bring your hands back together, come forward to center again. Inhale, reach your fingertips up as high as feels good to you. And exhale, turn to your left leg and float down. Continue moving at your own pace with your breath. And we'll do that twice more to each side. Excuse me, I am just going to admit another person. The next time you go to the left, that is the last time. We'll all come back to hands at the heart. Just getting a little healthy articulation through the spine here. And then let's begin to flex the spine forward and back. So as you inhale, again, think about lengthening the spine, drawing the crown of the head up towards the sky. Take a couple breaths right here with this really tall posture. And just feel your feet strongly pressing into the ground, yourself very nice and tall, taking a couple breaths here. One more inhale right here, and as you exhale, round your spine, draw your belly button back, tuck your chin down towards your heart, let your head be heavy. When you get to some sensation here in the low back, stay there and breathe. And just notice the different energy of sitting up tall and breathing, and of being rounded inward, kind of going from taking up space to making yourself small. One more full breath here. And then let's inhale, come tall again. Maybe look up towards the sky and draw your shoulder blades towards one another, little cow spine. And as you exhale, round the spine again, coming into cat pose. Seated cat and cow. Again, continue with your breath at your own pace. You can open up the throat as much as feels good for you. You can move the spine as much as feels good to you. You know, explore what your healthy edge is here. So just finding that edge of sensation and not pushing beyond it. We don't want to create any imbalances or injuries. We just want to kind of brush up against it a little bit. And you can keep your hands on your thighs if you like, or you might invite them to join the party. Maybe you lift your fingers and reach forward in your rounded cat pose. Maybe you reach your arms open in your lifted cow pose. You might sweep your arms forward and back. And you might keep your arms very low, or you might begin to reach them up a little bit higher. Getting expansive, growing big, taking up space, and then coming inward and making yourself small. Just noticing how those energies feel in your body. One more time, let's inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, come back to a nice tall spine. Rest your hands in your lap and just notice what you notice. Notice your breath. Notice what you can see, what you can hear, what you can feel. Use your senses to stay present with yourself. And then let's get a little bit more movement. So you can do these postures from your seat if you like, or if you prefer, you could come to stand. So we're just gonna bring those heels back behind the knees a little bit. Maybe holding onto your chair or pressing to your hands to your thighs. On an inhale, press yourself up to stand. Let's take a full body stretch. You can reach your arms up as high as you like. And here we're going to start getting into the side body. So you might reach one hand over to one side as you press your hips in the opposite direction. And just let it be natural and organic here. Think cat energy or dog energy, you know, stretch it out, explore what feels good to you. Maybe you want to open up across your heart or reach up a little taller, or take your feet out a little bit wider. Use your intuition. Use what feels good to you. Just let's explore this for another half a minute. Just finding what feels good in your body. Make yourself really big, really expansive, and then maybe make yourself really small. Come in really tight. See how that feels. Maybe explore going from really big and really strong and really tall to really small and really tight and really contracted. There's a time and a place for both of these things. So just feel how that energy feels in your body. Just another 5 seconds or so here. Whew, and then let's just shake that off. And then we'll come to stand or sit in mountain pose. So feet right under your knees, hips right under your head, heart in between the hips and the head. You might rotate your arms forward so that your heart lifts and your shoulder blades come down your back. And just notice what you notice happening in your body right now. You might notice a little faster heart rate or breathing. And just feel yourself come back to neutrality. That's what a healthy nervous system is designed to do, is to go back and forth from activation to relaxation. We need both. And then when you're ready, you can use your chair for a little bit of balance here, or maybe you want to bring your hands down to the earth. But just bringing your hands to the back of the chair or to the seat of the chair or to the ground, if that's in your practice, we're going to take a downward facing dog. So from the chair, just walk your feet back. Press your hips back towards the wall behind you. Legs as straight as feels good to you. Think a nice flat back here. Open up across your armpits. Draw your heart down towards the ground. And you can bend and straighten your legs. Bend and straighten. Just as straight as feels good to you. We don't want to lock the knees. Just getting a little more healthy movement here. And from your chair, if you're still seated here, you might walk your hands out to a tabletop or a coffee table and get the same kind of stretch for the upper body. And when you've had enough of that, walk your feet back towards your hands, come to stand, and come back to your mountain pose and just notice what that feels like. And then we'll get a little bit of a back bend here, opening up. We do lots of forward folding in our Western culture. So you might bring your hands to your low back, fingers pointing down, or interlace your fingers if that's available to you, drawing your elbows towards one another. If you're seated from your chair, just bring your hands to the back of the chair. And then here, I'm going to interlace my fingers. I'm just going to once again, draw the knuckles down towards the ground and open up across the heart, the throat, the chest. Open up across the collarbones. Look up towards the sky. Press into all 10 toes and both heels. And breathe your breath for this standing camel pose. One more inhale. And then let's exhale, release. If you're standing, you're welcome to stay standing. I'm going to come back to my seat. We'll bring our hands together at our heart once again. And when you're ready, inhale, sweep your arms out and up towards the sky. Bring your palms together. And exhale, bringing your hands right on down to your heart. Let's do that twice more. Just inhale, reach up, maybe take a little bit of a back bend here. And exhale, lower down. And again, if this is tough for your shoulders, your arms, feel free to skip it and visualize it or move to the best of your ability. The next time your hands come back to your heart, let them stay here. Just notice what you notice. And then we're going to scoot towards the front of your chair. Take your feet out a little bit wider. Let's turn to twist to the right any amount. Keep your knees right in front of your hips. And then we're going to lower down this left elbow to the top of the left thigh. So a little bit of a twist here. So we're kind of constricting or contracting the left side of the body, and we're opening up the right side of the body. You can press your elbow to your inner left thigh and reach your right elbow up to the sky. Maybe look up towards the right side as well. Breathe here and notice how this feels in your body. One more full breath here. And then we'll inhale to come back straight up, come forward. And then when you're ready, we're going to do the same thing on the left. So turn to your left as much as you're able. Lower your right elbow down to the right thigh. Reach your left elbow up. Press your palms together and look up towards the left as much as you're able. And here we're opening up the left side of the body and contracting the right. Breathe your breath. One more full cycle of breath here. And then we'll inhale to come back up, exhale to come back to center. Release your hands and just rock your knees gently from side to side. Beautiful. And just thinking about the words, the feelings, the sensations that are aligned with the crown chakra. You might think of words like wisdom, enlightenment. What does that mean to you? Then we're going to get a little bit more into the IT band and the hips here. So you might want to cross your right ankle over the left ankle, or bring your left or right ankle to the top of the left knee. Now, situate yourself so that you feel even and balanced in your sit bones, and bring your hands to rest on your knee and your ankle here. And have your left foot right under that left knee, so you've got lots of support here. And you might gently press into this right thigh, not directly onto the knee. You might even take the heel of your right hand or your knuckles and just massage that right thigh a bit. And just, wow, mine's very tender when I massage it. So you might notice some tenderness here. You might use your thumb and your fingers to do a little gentle massage here. You might even reach back for your hip. Just really taking care of yourself here today. And you might like to stick around with the massaging here, or take a nice tall spine and an in-breath. And then with your exhale, hinge at your hips and come forward any amount, just until you feel some sensation that feels supportive for you, not too far, but you're feeling sensation. So we want to challenge ourselves enough to feel something happening, but we don't want to go beyond into pain or tingling or numbness territory. So breathe your breath here. Notice what's happening in your right hip and leg, your low back. And then we're going to twist once again. So turn to look to your right. Maybe bring your left hand to your right knee. Maybe reach your right arm up to the sky and reach your right arm over that right foot. You can look beyond your right armpit and just notice how this shape feels in your body. Couple breaths there. One more inhale. When you exhale, unwind, release your right arm if it's lifted, untwist, and come back to your tall spine. And then we'll lower the right foot down. Take a moment to just notice what's different in the two sides of the body, what's the same, what's balanced, what's not. And then again, left ankle over right or to the top of that right thigh. Taking a moment to set yourself up so you have a nice, firm, solid foundation. And then maybe gently pressing into that left thigh, opening up the left hip, the inner thigh, the hip flexor. And maybe taking some time for a little gentle massage here. You can use the heel of your hand, your fingers and thumb tips, your knuckles. You can massage anywhere you want. It is your thigh. You get to do what you want with it. And then if you like, you can find that tall spine again, and on an exhale, hinge forward, draw your heart forward. Find that first edge of sensation. Take a couple breaths right here before you go any farther. Give your body a chance to get used to this new shape. And then maybe add the twist, bring the right hand to the left knee and turn to look to the left. And you might reach that left arm alongside your left ear to let it hover over your left foot and breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale, unwind. Come back to center. Bring your left foot back down to the ground. Windshield wiper your knees from side to side. And then just take a moment to notice what's happening here. Then we're gonna just get a little more movement. Bring your fingertips to your shoulders. Let's just circle the elbows back and around, forward and down. Just getting some more synovial fluid in this ball and socket joint here. And then we'll circle in the opposite direction. About the same number of circles in each direction. And then release your fingertips down. Let's inhale, reach your arms forward and up as much as feels good to you. As you exhale, bring your hands back down, turn your palms towards the wall behind you and press your hands back. Inhale, reach your hands forward, let your palms face each other, bring them up as high as feels good to you. Exhale, reach them back down. Turn your palms to the wall behind you and press back. Let's do that a few more times here. And really be mindful of your range of motion. If you have any scar tissue here, you're just wanting to rebuild connective tissue, bring a little healthy movement, increase your range of mobility, all those wonderful things. So be kind to yourself. Let's just do that twice more. Move with your breath. And then the next time you reach your arms forward, bring them to shoulder height, wrap your arms around yourself, give yourself a nice big hug. I have my right arm on top, doesn't matter which arm's on top because we are gonna do the other side. Just breathe your beautiful breath here, sit tall, draw the crown of your head up towards the sky. Use your next inhale to open back up. Exhale, opposite arm on top. Give yourself another hug here. Relax your jaw, the muscles around your eyes, and breathe. And then inhale, open back up. Exhale, release your hands down. And let's just finish up with some gentle movement for the neck. Inhale here. Exhale, turn to look over your right shoulder. Inhale back to center, and with your exhale, look over the left shoulder. And twice more to each side. Come back to center, and then we'll exhale right ear towards the right shoulder. Just breathe here. Let your left shoulder be heavy. Let your spine continue to be long and strong. One more full breath here. And then we'll inhale, head back to the top. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Take a few breaths here. Relax that right shoulder. Let your right elbow be heavy. And then with your next inhale, bring your head back up to the top of your spine. And once again, use your senses and your breath to become present. Present for yourself, present for your practice. And as we're here and we're focusing on that crown chakra, I invite you to embrace this sense of connection with the people with whom you're practicing today. Whether it's live on this Zoom call or later in a recording, this practice is shared amongst us. And so you might think about all the people who are practicing with you now, or maybe later, how they are increasing their sense of awareness and connection, enlightenment and wisdom, just by being on their mat. And know that you are one of those people connected. And then maybe from this place where you're present, where you feel connected, we might all extend that same energy out to those who are not practicing with us today. That they would increase their discernment, their awareness, and their wisdom. And then if you like, in the tradition of yoga, you might bring your hands together at your heart. Bow down in gratitude to yourself, in respect and reverence for yourself, and in respect and reverence for everyone else you encounter along your way. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me today for this yoga practice. I am going to stop our recording here now. If you are watching this recording, again, I am without an editor at this point. So if you would like to get in touch with me, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you'll see this video on YouTube next Wednesday. Thank you so much for practicing and sharing your time with me. Have a beautiful rest of your day.